What is up, you guys? Mr. Wolf here, Trading Learning 101. I hit record because I want to document this on IMTE. It's Wednesday, January 19th, 2022. I almost feel like a detective hitting record like this and documenting what's going on. All morning here in the Discord server, we've been eyeballing IMTE, or I have been eyeballing IMTE. Just to give you guys a reference real quick, going back, look at all these messages I put out on IMTE. Today, it got halted to the upside, but then an ugly reopen from the halt. But I then put it on high watch as we approached 10 because the tape was just speaking to me. And this is where showing up every day, you guys, observing the tape and what's going on, this is where it pays off down the road. I observed suspicious activity on the tape and just the way IMTE was moving. And as we continued, IMTE technically still holding trend. This market have to focus on big picture ideas. I learned my lesson yesterday with ISIG, BBIG, DWAC. The trend is your friend. Then IMTE told you guys something was odd and was up. Tape never lies. And then I put it on super high alert. It's a great squeeze candidate. I can see it running to $15, $20 a share. High watch. Now, as we currently are watching this still, you could see when I scroll out on this, on the 1 minute, it's been trending up for days. Yesterday, it reclaimed real nicely. This morning, it opens up, it runs up and gets halted. It had a nasty reopen out of that halt, but volume's been flowing into this stock nicely today. Now, like I just said, that this 1 minute looks nasty, but now when I blow up this 10-minute chart, look at how well this stock has been just trending and trending and trending and trending. And even this blue EMA here, my 55 EMA that I like to use, it came right down to it, bounced right off of it, and it's right back up to its highs. Now we wait. It's been slowly building up, gearing up. You got a nice pattern set up right here, 950 level. Nice wedge. It broke out from that wedge. It pulled back again right here, holding VWAP. Nice push up again, right up to the day highs at 11. If we keep building and building, and I would look for IMTE to hold up this level here, support. When it comes to trading, you guys, you can't really get too caught up in micro time frames and specifically try to pay attention to price levels. You got to give a stock room to move, room to breathe. And with it setting up like this is where patience and your discipline really pay off. Across the board this morning, we woke up pre-market. There was a lot of really, really, really good setups. There was. But then right when this market opened up, and let me pull over the charts here, everything pretty much went to crap. Everything. I mean, we had the stall out on IMTE. Look at NURO. This was a hot stock yesterday. It's in the gutters today. DWAC, this has been a hot stock all week. Now this is starting to break down here from 90s down to 80s. It's currently consolidating. What else? BBIG was another big name that trended up and got that euphoric explosion there. That's breaking down currently. Paying attention to everything that's going on across the board, there's nothing really going on right now. And even, you guys, look at my stock scanner, my momentum scanner. There's nothing really on it. The market's been open now for 2 hours. And these are all the stocks right here that popped off on my momentum scanner. And look at here, 70% of stocks are currently red and making new lows on the day. IMTE pops up. Nothing's going on. It's forming up nicely. It's also a past history runner. You got to put everything together. This is where your detective skills come into play, guys. Street Smart Edge says the float is 225,000. That's a super low nano float stock. But we know it's not that low. The float on IMTE is 5 million. Pull up the daily chart here. Look at all these long upper wicks on IMTE. What's that telling you? That the stock loves to run. It loves to skip up. You gotta pay attention to these little hints as a day trader. If you pull up a chart and there's a lot of red candles, or there's no big juicy green candles on that daily chart, that's telling you the stock has a history of not liking to run. Traders are going to focus their attention on stocks that like to rip and run. Look at back here in the past, from $4, all these candles are laying around. Look at all these upper wicks and these big rips all the way up to $13 a share. Rip here to $5.50. Rips here up to $7. Here it goes from $4 up to $10 a share. All these big green juicy candles, like I just been saying. Even when we zoom in, look at the consecutive green candles on IMTE. This stock has been trending to the upside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're currently on day 11 of being green. Let me look at that weekly real quick. See, if we break up over this 11 here, we got room to run up to $15, which is resistance back here. If we break over 15, we got room to run to $19, $20. So currently, right now, that's an upward potential on IMTE of $5 to $10 if we break up over that $11. This stock proved to us that it can run and rip. Look at here when it was at 940, and look at how effortlessly it skipped up to 1050. So the stock's telling you it likes to run. Now we wait. It could happen at any moment. And I want to document this to show you guys. I may have to cut out some pieces because we all know, and what we say here all the time with you guys, timing is the hardest part. I mean, this thing could take off literally right now, or it could take off in 5 minutes, an hour, 2 hours. It all revolves around time. And this is the euphoric chart I was talking about, when you have a stock slowly trending up. And I'm telling you guys, if you're not a part of the Trading Learning 101 Discord, you're missing out on so much education that I fire off, and I'm here every single day, you guys. So there's lessons to be learned every day, every week. You got to be on that work grind, that study grind. I've been doing this for 7 years and I love my job. And every single day I show up, I study my butt off still to this day and learn, grow. And all this really is pattern recognition. That's all I'm doing all day, is recognizing patterns that I've seen play out in the past time and time again. And IMTE, this is a good candidate for it. I mean, sure, this plan that I have, it may not follow through. This stock could easily fall down below 10 to 950s and then be off the radar and fade out. The way I try to look at things, I want to keep an eye in the market and always have an open mind. Anything could happen. Never be a closed-minded trader. Have an open mind, see the potential opportunity, and then outweigh the risk and the reward. Clearly, the reward outweighs the risk with IMTE. So from here, from 10 to 1050, what if we fall down to 950, which is 50 cent? That's a 50-cent risk, and we got an upward potential of this running to $15 to $20. So keeping an eye on IMTE with a risk of 50 cent, maybe $1 to make $5 or even $10, that's an exponential risk versus reward ratio. It's like a 10 to 1 risk versus reward risking $1 to make $10. And I won't even ride this up the full $10. All I want is a slice of the pie. That's all I want. If I can show up and consistently just take a slice of the pie every day, patiently wait for these setups, that's what it's all about. Remember, pigs get slaughtered. So I'm going to be quiet here. You may cut to this. I'm about to stop talking at 11:29. We'll let this play out and I'll catch back up with you guys. As I've been putting IMTE together and I'm trying to forecast, this is what we do as traders. We try to forecast what's going to happen. We're either going to gear up here and push up over that 11, or this could be the start of a big wedge. And if we fail here, we're going to fall back down here to the 950s level. And then from there, we're just going to have to let the wedge play out like this and then let the stock decide which way it wants to go. I mean, everything's setting up perfectly. We just don't know which way it wants to go. It's currently still in setup mode. So what we can do, draw out our lines to help guide us. We got a bottom there. It's been holding trend. We know that with the blue line here. That's pointing to 950, that moving average. We draw our line to 950 right there. Now, if we fall here, we're going to fall right back down to this level, and we're going to want to see this level here hold up. If we fall, break 950, fall down to 9, we're falling out of the wedge. That's not good. So the best what we can do, patiently wait, let the stock play out, keep tabs on it. Just keep tabs on it. It sounds easy. A lot of people, they don't have patience. They don't like to sit around and wait for these types of setups. They're always on the hunt and lookout for the next big stock when it's right in front of them. You just have to have it on radar. What I'm also doing periodically throughout the day, every 5 minutes, 10 minutes that tick by, I'm always glancing over at the volume, the total volume on the day. I want to see how much volume is flowing into this stock over time. This morning, we were at almost 1 million when it pushed up before the first halt. And then when it reopened out of that halt, it was immediately over 2 million in volume. And then as we've been setting up all this way, it's now currently approaching 4 million in volume. So volume is steadily flowing into this name. If we pull up trade ideas real quick, I want to show you guys the float. The float on IMTE is 5.8 million. As we approach 4 million, 5 million in volume, we've then rotated that float one time. It's just basic supply and demand, rotation and balance. That's all it is. With these low float stocks and you have volume spikes like this is what causes price action. And for us as traders, that's what we trade, price action. There's no need to really make things more complicated than it needs to be. And I see a lot of people do that. Don't overcomplicate things. You don't need RSI on your chart. Just look at the chart. You can obviously see if it's oversold or overbought. You don't need a little indicator to tell you that. Just see it with your eyes in the chart. It's all there in front of you. You can also see how tightly they're pulling IMTE back right here. They're pulling it back like a rubber band. And watch, up out of nowhere, this is going to get a snap right up to 11. It can do it. It can definitely do it. I'm going to let things roll here. This is what it's all about right here, you guys. Just all we're doing, sitting, watching. The more you do this, the better you get. You're observing the tape. I don't really care or pay attention to the level 2. So you can cross this all off. I don't bother with level 2. Level 2 was popular in the 90s. We're in 2020. Level 2 is ancient. Focus on the tape. The tape, you can't manipulate the tape. The tape will not screw you. If you can work on your tape reading skills and master tape reading, you'll be all right. These are all the receipts for transactions. Doesn't matter if it's a market order or a limit order. All of them are taking place right here. Buy and sell. This is your auction. The final say so. There could be a lot of games played on the level 2. You'll see a lot of spoofing. You'll see large orders pop up on the bid, and as prices get to it, someone will take it off. You'll see people, they'll hide their true size. On DAS Trader, it's a popular direct access broker that a lot of traders like to use. DAS Trader, you can easily hide your size. So if I had 10,000 shares of IMTE and I wanted to sell, all I got to do is cover it up with a lousy 1,000 shares and it'll pop up on the level 2. So why pay attention to something that can easily be manipulated and give you false information, right? This is seeing it before it happens, guys. The way I try to teach you guys. See the potential before it happens. We see it all the time. And then you yourself will be able to call out these stocks and setups in the future. And then you'll see all the noobs. They'll be like, what? How did you know? Experience. Screen time, young grasshopper. Be here every day. Put that time in. It's a lot of sitting around and just observing. That's all trading is. Observing the environment. IMTE. This is the spike I was talking about. It's currently 12:05 p.m. So I stopped recording when it was just at 11:30. So around 35 minutes it took for it to finally get this snap up right here. You guys remember how I was telling you how tightly they're pulling it back like that. That's a really, I love looking out for stocks that have tight pullbacks. And when you break it down, it's just a wedge. With that being said, we're getting a nice little volume pop. We hold up here, push up to 11, and we blow through 11. That's when things can get real interesting with IMTE. Let's see how she plays out. It's going to be super important for it to just keep building. Keep building. Because if we keep building and holding, some short, he's under water right now. Somebody got overconfident and shorting this too early, especially when you see stocks trending up like this. And that's another key topic too. We've been seeing in this market cycle a lot of really trendy stocks just slowly squeezing out. And for example, we had BBIG, for example. See how it held trend here for multiple days, just slowly squeezing shorts. We also had, what was it, GMVD. This is another one, just slowly trending up over time, squeezing shorts. So it's key to and important to pay attention to what you've been seeing across the board. Focus on the big picture. We're still approaching that 4 million in volume. Next time I come back on, we may have broke that 11 or we fell down below 10. It's just a waiting game now. That's all it is. All right, so now the time is 2:17 p.m. So now 2 hours, 3 hours have went by and we're still waiting for IMTE. And this is part of the game, you guys. Timing is the hardest part. We see what's happening, how this stock is setting up. It was up here at this 1030s, 1050s level. It dipped all the way down just below $10 and then came right back up. So you can tell clear as day, this stock, there's interest in it. People are paying attention to it, and we're now at 4.2 million in volume on IMTE. So we're just now running up and testing 1070s. If we get a clean break over 11, this stock is going to skip. So I kind of started recording here at a good time, because now you guys are seeing real time this stock play out. This is where your size really comes into consideration here. IMTE, this could easily fall down to $10.25, $10. And you have to be okay with that. If you're holding too large of a size, it could scare you out of the trade straight up. If you're scared and you're in doubt and you're freaking out, your size is always too big. You should be comfortable holding on to a play like this, keeping an eye on the big picture, and being okay with if it doesn't pan out, cut your losses, move along. You can't get stubborn and beat yourself up. We've been eyeing this bad boy all day. Sure, there's been other opportunities that's popped up, but most importantly, I'm paying attention to where I see opportunity. And I see opportunity in IMTE. Even if it doesn't work out, the upward potential for this stock can skip dollars. So we'll give it some time here, let volume trickle in. I want you guys to see too, real time, how this reacts up near this 11. We're either going to get denied here and we're going to fall back down and consolidate, or we're going to blow through it and run up to 1150, 12. And depending on how much volume comes into this stock could easily run you guys to $15, $20. We still have an hour and a half left of trading. It's 2:20 p.m. So plenty of time left in the market. Everybody's just getting back from lunch. They're pulling up all of the stocks. People are coming into this. It may be popping up on their scanners. One trading group gets alert of it. They alert their people. It's a domino effect. All these people start finding out about it, and we've been eyeballing this setup all day ahead of everybody else. So we've been getting comfortable with this stock. We've been staying with it. That's what it's all about. Very nice setup on that 10-minute time frame. This stock is just unbelievable, and how much it's went up. It's going to be really important if we break over that 11 volume to pour into this and get it to start skipping. Everything's just been aligning perfectly with IMTE. From me picking up on the odd movement when it reopened out of the halt this morning, how it came down to the 9 and it was holding trend on the 10-minute, held 9, ripped back up and over that $10. There was multiple opportunities on this name. Multiple. Right here from 10 up to 10.50, back down here to 10 again, now up to 11. That's just $1.50 right there in potential moves. There's opportunity all over this. 4.4 million in volume now. Remember, the float was 5 million. So we're just approaching that float rotation. If we really start breaking high of day here on IMTE, who knows how far this can go. I really don't know if it's going to break yet. I feel we're going to pull back down to about this 1025 level. It would be awesome if we pulled back down here to 1050s, round it out again. I don't want to see a stock, and you guys heard me say this multiple times before. I don't want to see a stock shoot up, pull back, shoot up, pull back, shoot up. If it moves up too fast, it's going to exhaust itself. I like to see nice gradual movements. Ever since just after 10:30 when it ripped up right here, pulls back, move up, pulls back. It's testing that 1050s, pulls back, runs back up to 1050s. Now it broke up over that 1050s. Previous day's close as well. So now that's a good area to hold. 1050s. Yeah. Up 1050s. Also, stock broke out of that wedge. All signs are pointing bullish. Basic chart pattern. We drew out our wedge. It's a little sloppy. We broke out of it. We pulled back and held this trend line. We're building up off of it. This type of market cycle we're in, you really have to have big picture idea plays. You can't really, there's no momentum trading in this market we're in right now. Seeing already, I hit record 10 minutes ago on this video right now when we started to perk up over that 1050, and we still haven't broke over 11 yet. So it's all just about staying with it, having the right size, being comfortable with the position. allowing the stock to do its thing. We see all day what it's doing. We have confidence in it. And once now you guys are seeing this, now get about 50 to 100 of the same exact setups under your belt, then you will start to be able to anticipate these. That's what it's all about. Pattern recognition. We've been seeing similar setups like this across the board, up and go. Look at all around the environment. Stocks like BBIG. You see how it trended up and trended up and trended up, and then it got too far out of hand. All that volume came in and it got that euphoric move. What was another name? GMVD. This is another one. See how it slowly but surely trended up, and then you got that euphoric move with all that volume. Noticing patterns that are going on across the board. That's super, super key, you guys. Super key. Remember, the stock market, it's very, very trendy. See, we're not going to break out here yet. We still got an hour and a half left of trading. This is the hardest part, just knowing when it's going to happen. And you just have to have patience. Take it levels at a time. Focus on that big picture. We could pull back 1050, 1025, and then start building up again from there. This is every single time this perks up, it's getting people's attention. And that's what we want. It's not overcrowded. Stock has proven that it wants to do something, right? Because they could have easily let it drop off here this morning after that halt, fall through 9, and then all this could have gave back 858, 757. You have to tell yourself there's a reason why they're bringing it back up, right? If it was weak, it wouldn't have held this 9. So they brought it all the way back up for a reason. That reason is to go higher. Little things telling yourself like that will help you with your confidence. And some short, like we've talked about, they thought that this was it right here. It failed out of that halt, a lot of resistance at 11, and it slammed down. And a short seller instantly thought, this stock's weak, it's done. It trended up for so long from 440s up to 11. He's looking at this like I can make profit all the way down here to $5. I'm trying to keep this going real time for you guys so you guys can visually see how long this stuff takes, and you just have to stick with it. So this video lesson is probably going to be about a 30-minute lesson, but it's going to be a valuable lesson for you guys. The great thing about trading, you guys, with a strategy, you can approach any way you want. If you're over PDT, you can come up with any strategy that you want. If you're under PDT, I mean, man, that sucks so bad if you're under PDT. I feel for you guys. I do. Because if I'm not under PDT, so I can gradually scale into this little by little. Pick up 100 shares there, 100 shares here, 100 shares there. Because I get an idea of the big picture that's going on. I can average into a position. And then once it starts blowing up over that 11, 1150, 12, then I can start slowly scaling out and paying myself. We're all in different situations. That's why it's hard to be a guru and say, hey guys, buy at 1050, and if it breaks down to 10, put your stop loss below that. I'm all about having a feel for the stock, sensing when strength is there, staying away from them stocks that are overcrowded, staying away from the stocks that are just too unpredictable. To me, stock like IMTE here, this is very, very predictable in what it wants to do. And I've seen it since this morning, right when it got unhalted here, right when it ran up here and it unhalted. Just by watching the tape, I swear to you guys, when we were in the Discord, and this is where experience pays off. I've seen stuff like this so many times. They quickly ran it down to 10, and then prices just instantly lifted right back up to the highs. That's telling me something right there. There's a buyer down there. There's an interest in this stock. And then it was just wild. And then when it flushed down to 9, I look at the 10-minute and I'm like, this thing's still holding trend. What's going to happen? Some short seller is going to get ahead of themselves. They're going to top pick, and then they're going to get trapped. And if this holds 9, and if it comes back up to 10, I mean, we're only $1 away from the highs. So you have to start thinking of, okay, shorts, they can get screwed if it comes back up to that high of day. So you got to start thinking ahead and planning ahead. And the only way to do that is to get a lot of these under your belt experience. For you guys that have been members here for a while, you guys know what I'm talking about. You've guys seen a lot of the same setups over and over and over and over and over again. You guys know what I'm talking about. So this isn't something new. And I've seen you guys progress over the time you have all been here. And it's a beautiful thing. It makes me proud, and for you guys to actually listen to what I'm been preaching out here, and you're having success with what I am trying to implant into your heads. That's a great feeling, because I know 90% of people fail at this. That's why I really try to drive home psychology, human nature, emotions. It's all about you, molding you to be the trader that you want to be. That's what it all comes down to. You shouldn't care what my trading strategies are, when I'm buying, when I'm selling. That doesn't matter. So I'm on a path to change the way the trading gurus are doing things out here. Trading alerts don't work. Nobody talks about psychology, emotions, human nature. Nobody. So I'm going to break down the doors and the barriers, and I'm going to lead the way. And I know I'm talking a lot, but I just don't like dead air when a stock like this is going on. I get into my rambling modes. She's primed and ready. She's primed and ready. At any moment, guys, it can blow up over that 11. That's why I've been continuously streaming. We can blow over 11, or it's not going to be time yet, and she's going to retrace back down 1050, 1025. It's just all a matter of time. That's the hardest part. I want you guys to see this, though, too, real time. If it does start to skip up to 11, I want this to be documented so you guys can get a feel for that tape picking up, how the stock runs up to that 11. How does it react? Does it test it? Does it explode up over it? How much does it explode over it? That's why I'm a big fan of, I try not to focus on micro prices. Give a stock room to breathe. I'm accepting, and I know, and I allow. It's okay if the stock pulls back to 1050, 1025. As long as we hold above $10, I'm good. So from here, that's a 75-cent downfall. But I'm keeping an eye on that big picture idea, taking it a level at a time. That's where, again, size comes into the picture. I have the color scheme on here on Street Smart Edge in the tape. It's a little weird to you guys. If it's yellow, people are buying above the ask. If it's purple, people are selling below the bid. If it's green, people are taking the ask. Red, people are selling at the bid. I have it set up like that way back then. I wanted to see if there was that imbalance. If there's a lot of people taking the stock above the ask and it's I think it's yellow. They're taking the price above the ask. There's a huge demand for the stock. If they're selling below the bid and it's purple, there's panic. Just right click on it, go to colors, and there you go. Trades below the bid are purple, at the bid are red, between the spread are gray, trades at the ask are green, and trades above the ask are yellow. You could change the color of all of these. I have it set up like in a DAS trader type of way, but like we've already stated, I don't look at the level 2, guys. I mean, even this whole time we've been streaming, I don't look at the level 2. I don't care at all what this has to say. It's just up because I can't have the tape up without level 2 for some odd reason with Street Smart Edge. So this, I'm never looking at it. Never. This stuff is so ancient and old. Nobody uses level 2 anymore. See, buying up at these levels, if you're buying up here at 11, that's pretty stupid if you ask me. And I'm just being honest and blunt with you guys. This is the type of trade you're getting in on it 1050s in this area right here. Or even if you're desperate down here just below or near 1075. Don't ever try to be buying at a whole dollar resistance because we can retrace and fall down. And now look at that. It just ripped up 30 pennies just like that. Boom. What are we at in volume? 4.7 million in volume. Even though it did just rip up from 975, 1025. That's a good move. I want to see what she can do though. Also, did she go off on the... Yup. Look at. That's another thing that's in our advantage. We see it before everybody else. Now it's going off on my scanners. So the more that this hits my momentum scanner, it's going to go off on other people's momentum scanners. They're going to chase after it and push us up in profit. And this is where too, guys, a lot of people, they'll sell into the first pop. And then more times than none, they'll watch a stock continue to run without them. And then again, this is where size comes into play here. Being comfortable, win or lose, holding on, sticking to your plan. With the way the markets have been recently, I haven't been trading that much because there really hasn't been that much opportunity. So when I do come across something, I want it to pay me so I can continue to sit on my hands and wait for that next big opportunity to come around. Still got an hour. We're about to hit power hour. This stream's been going now for 32 minutes. Big picture. We know it was trending up every day. We've had it on watch the last few days. We know it's a low float stock. We remember IMTE popping up in the past, in the history. It's a previous runner, so it'll run again. We've been seeing a lot of stocks trend up and get that big explosion on it, right? We're putting everything together. Today, momentum hit on it. It went from 970 up to a high of 11. And then you can even see the patterns. Let's draw them out. It set up a steep triangle here, slammed down, held that $9, consolidated, held 9, consolidated, rips up, reclaims that 10 bucks again. I teach you guys and tell you guys $10. That's a very, very important level. $10. We hold 10, rip up here to 1070s. That's a nice 70-cent move. We pull back down. We're holding 10 again. Another nice pop on it. We pull down. We're focusing on $10, the general area. We hold 10. From 10, we rip back up to the highs. So now we've retested that high 3 times. We were just talking about there's a reasoning. The stock could have easily fell off here and continued to fall. But no, they brought it back up and they kept popping it. That should be air horns in your face screaming, hey, pay attention to me. That's the way I look at it. We break up over the highs. We pull back. We're holding. Volume slowly starts to trickle in. And we're continuing to push up even higher. Now that we're going into power hour, who knows how far this can go? All because we're paying attention to the big picture. You can start at the daily chart. Let me flip over to the daily. Look at the daily. Every single day we've been green and climbing. So until that trend breaks, go back to my 10-minute. I love my 10-minute chart. I don't really care for 30-minute hourly charts. They're too big of a time frame for me. I'm a short-term trader. IMTE, we scroll out. We obviously see, even with this blue moving average, we've been holding trend. This morning, when we had that dip to 9, we held trend. Focus on the big picture, right? We held and consolidated. The stock skipped right back up. It's popped up here to 1070s, pulls back down. Now we can draw a trend line and observe it, keep an eye on it. How will she play out? And now look at where we're at. Get a few of these under your belt, guys. watch this video and this lesson over and over and over and over and over again. Take notes from it. Take with it as you will. Don't clutter your charts, guys, with indicators. Pay attention to the basics. Volume, your candlesticks, multiple time frames, price action, and the tape. Those 5 things I would say are king in trading. You don't need to look at the level 2. Keep it bare bones simple so you can easily identify what's going on and take advantage of it. If you have too many indicators, it's just going to clutter with your decision making, and then you're going to doubt yourself. So who knows now how far we go here with IMTE. We're just about to hit 5 million in volume. It's been trending up nicely. It's making new highs. Now it's going off on the Trade Ideas momentum scanner. We're 2 minutes away from power hour. This thing could easily start skipping to the upside. I'm going to cut the video here because it's already a bit long, and then I'll post in what IMTE did at the close. I'll catch you guys back here in a minute. All right, this is going to be the last recording of the day here on IMTE. We're fast forwarding. There's about 10 minutes before the market closes. IMTE ran all the way up to a high of 1135. I would have liked to have seen a nice explosion up over that $11, but this current market cycle that we've been in, we just have not been seeing explosive moves to the upside. But still, overall, IMTE holding up nicely, even as we go into the close here. Holding trend, getting nice healthy pullbacks, continuing pushing up. Who knows how far IMTE can go? If this thing just keeps going green every day, more and more people jump in on it, who knows how far things can go with it for real. The higher it pushes up, more volume it's gonna attract. Maybe, who knows, here in the next couple days I'll do another video and this is then up at $15-20 a share. Trading, you guys, and being in the markets every day, it's all about getting that experience under your belt, having that open mind to try new techniques and things. Where do you see opportunity? Try breaking it down. That's why I really try to drive home with you guys at the beginning of the master classes to really take your time with studying the content. Dedicate a lot of time to learning about candlesticks. The more you dive into candlesticks, learn all the different types of candlesticks, the formations, the patterns, it'll pay off for you down the road. It truly will. And as you progress in your career, everything will just start coming together. Trust me. It may seem confusing at first or right now, and you may be overwhelmed with a lot of information overload, but trust in the process, as I say. And as we were just talking about here in the Discord, those who stay will be champions. This is an everyday grind. Every day you're working on yourself, improving all the time. One thing that I like that Hawk Driver did, and I'm glad he brought it back, I believe Hawk Driver's been trading for almost 1 full year now, and he's only got 226 days under his belt. 226 days under his belt. So take it one day at a time, guys. I think I added up my 7 years. There's 252 trading days in a year. I think I was at around 1,500 hours or something. I can't remember. Let's add it up real quick just to show you guys. 252 times 7. Then you times that by, on average, I would say I put 4 hours a day in the stock market. Okay, I have over 7,000 hours as a trader, but an average of 4 hours a day, Monday through Friday, putting in that screen time, studying, breaking down charts. 7 years of that is 7,000 hours. You guys can get there one day at a time. Just stay at it, study, 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 study. No, I'm not stuck on repeat. You study, 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 study every day, always on that grind, even if it's only a little hour a day. It adds up, you guys. It truly does. And then you will be in control of your trading journey. And then you will not have to rely on anybody to call out hot stocks. You will be able to pick up on these stocks that grab your attention where you see opportunity in them, and you'll see the potential before it happens, just as I seen the potential with IMTE. I stuck with it. I watched it all day. I could have cared less what else popped off for the day. I seen opportunity in this. That's where I focused my attention. Now, tomorrow, maybe something new will pop up. That's the benefits of being a day trader. Every single day, you look for new ideas, new opportunities to present themselves. All right, we're back once again, guys. We recorded all of that stuff back on Wednesday. It is now Sunday night, and another 2 days of trading went on with IMTE. When we recorded with IMTE, we recorded on this day right here on the 1 minute time frame. And as you see, the next following days, Thursday and Friday, we're still holding trend, still. And the stock has been in a nice range from $10.50 right there at that red line up to a high of a $12.25. So an almost $2 range on IMTE, and it's just getting tighter and tighter and tighter, slowly trending up. That's the 1 minute. We'll look at the 10-minute here. As you see, I'm scrolling out on this 10-minute. We're going all the way back here to January 6th. It's January 23rd. So the longest time this has just been trending up. And I'm not done yet. We're going to pull over that daily chart. Once again, look at that daily chart. Every single one candle on this daily is 1 day, one trading day. So we've been consistent green 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 straight green days with IMTE. And one thing else that I wanted to mention, we've seen a play recently do this before. That stock was HUDI. You guys remember HUDI right here. This is a daily chart. This was back October 7th, just 2 months prior. And this ran all the way up to here, October 29th. So just about the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 straight green days on HUDI here. It ran from $3 a share all the way up to a high of $28 a share. Broke trend right here, quickly snapped back up, retested its highs, and even pushed over a little bit, and still continued to get tight, pulled back down again, trended back up, hit new highs, and then since then has been crumbling down. But it just goes to show you guys, history repeats itself, and this is the importance of observing the environment, studying these charts, putting everything together. Remember, the stock market is very trendy, very trendy. You're going to see all kinds of different trends pop up, patterns, themes. Always be aware of the environment and what you continue to notice going on across the board. I hope you guys enjoyed this video lesson. I know it's a bit long, I'm sorry. I'll try trimming it down as much as I can in the editing room. As I always tell you guys, have that patience. Have that discipline. Study, study, study. I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Later.